Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to be showing you around my brand new simulator setup. This setup is mainly built for ship simulation, but it can also be used for flight simulation, so it's a bit of a hybrid in that sense. Let's get started with the components. For the rudder I use the honeycomb alpha yoke. I've got if I use it as a flight simulation, I've got the VR Insight Flightmaster TPM. I don't have it set up to do anything in the ship simulator. And if people start asking what simulator this is Virtual Sailor Next Generation. Okay, let's continue. For the throttle, I'm using the Thrustmaster TCA. It's the Airbus throttle, slightly modified, as you might be able to see. Let's bring the camera over there a little bit closer. As you're able to see, I did paint it. I just removed the covers, painted them over, installed them again. Now, normally what you have with this throttle, let me grab another one, is this. You've got your reverser tabs, which you can lock out, so you have got your full range. What you do have with this throttle is those notches. Now these are nice if you fly in an Airbus, but if you're driving a ship they can be quite annoying. And as you might be able to notice, I have removed the reverser tabs on this one, but this has full range of motion backwards or astern, and one notch in the middle, and then full range ahead. Now I have only one notch left in that, and I can explain to you how I've done that. To do that, on the bottom of the throttle quadrant are these two things. I've removed one of them, and this is what you're gonna get. One side is smooth and one side has the notches in it. Now if you put the smooth side in forward, you're gonna have no notches. Well, if you have the notched side in forward, you're gonna have your notches. Now what I did is, if I can get it back out, I've taken the ones in that one out, and I have used hot glue. If this thing focuses, it doesn't. Hot glue to fill up the top notch. Burnt my finger while trying to make it smooth, and then inserted it back into the throttle, giving me only that centering notch, and I can see we are going into the shore. Which brings me to my next component, which is my bow and stern thrusters. These. Now this started off life as a Logitech throttle quadrant. Now I've removed the housing and just used these. So you can see I've got my bow thruster and my stern thruster. Normally I have 3 of them, the other one is hidden away in the bottom in the setup. But yeah, these are my bow and stern thrusters. I've got a USB hub over there. It's only used for charging stuff and maybe for a USB light. Because it's not plugged into the computer, it's plugged into the power grid. Now here I've got my trackball mouse. Now this is quite annoying for me because I am not a lefty, I'm right-handed, so this takes some getting used to, but I'm getting the hang of it. Alright, let's continue with my instrumentation. Let me set this one thing up. Yeah, there we go. This is the Real Sim Gear GNS530. mainly made for flight simulation, of course, but it also duals as a second monitor. Now I'm running the radar on here. I'm not using the buttons on the side, I'm just using the mouse, but if I do flying, of course I can use it as my G530 navigational system. Now over here you can see the chart area. This is just a 10-inch tablet which I built in. I'm running an app called Space Desk, and that gives me a third monitor. So I exported my charts over there. I do also have a track IR mounted up there, but that's only in use for flight simulation at the moment, because I'm not too sure. I haven't been able to get it working with Virtual Sailor, so I'm not sure if it actually does work with it or not. Okay, let's go to the computer. Sorry. This is an HP gaming PC. Has an AMD Ryzen processor in there. I did not build it, it's pre-built. I do not have the skill set to build a computer, so I just bought one. It's not the most expensive one, but it runs games or simulators like this pretty fine. So I'm not sure if you might be able, if you can see this. Let me pull you guys off my tripod. Yeah, it is running this at 60 FPS. Alright, now that concludes that part of the simulator. Let's just walk around back and see what it looks like on the inside. Back here, normally this is propped up against the wall, but back here I've got my LED strips just to give me a little bit of light. Speaking about light, maybe I can... No. Back here, I have actually spent some time on cable management. Now, the camera doesn't really adjust for the light. This is a photo camera. This camera is mainly built for photography, so it's not the best for video. That's not what I bought it for. Alright. You can see all the components mounted in here. This is just some plywood. So I have built this using all these little L brackets, these little angles. So I did not have to screw it in there or use nails or anything, or glue, making this thing really lightweight, really sturdy, and looks really good. Now you can see, maybe, that's the bow and stern thrusters, if you can get the light on it. But you can see that's the 3 buttons and the light you see from the throttle quadrant. Now I've got a couple of USB hubs over here, powered one, unpowered one. I've labeled all my cables, which I didn't do with my older simulator, which was a pain in the... you know what I meant. To undo all these cables and see what's what. You have to trace them all the way back. Yeah, it's just a pain in the ass. Got my 4 terabyte hard drive over there, using that to store pretty much all my simulators on, and scenery. And we have crashed, I think. Come on, get out of my way. Anyway, I think that pretty much concludes this simulator setup. If you have any questions about it, I would like to read them in the comments, and I will get to you trying to answer them. This has been the Flying Dutchman. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.